Severance's characters keep referring to Kier Eagan's 9 principles, making it hard not to wonder what they mean and why characters like Harmony Coble strive to follow them. With each new episode, Severance expands and enhances its lore by not only revealing new details about what Lumen is trying to achieve but also adding new depth to the company's history and the people who started it. Although the Apple TV+ sci-fi show primarily unfolds in the present timeline, there are story arcs in the series that harken back to the past to reveal how Lumen has gradually grown its influence. Severance Season 2's Episode 8 features one of these arcs where Harmony Coble returns to the location, Salt's Neck, where she was raised. The trip back home not only forces her to confront some of the most traumatic memories from her childhood but also helps her recall how she started her Lumen journey. The episode also features references to Kier's 9 principles, which have been featured in the series on more than one occasion in many previous story beats. The 9 core principles are characteristics that all Kier Eagan followers must demonstrate. All Lumen workers are also expected to aspire to them. Kier Eagan's 9 core principles have consistently been featured in Severance since Season 1. For instance, Irving mentions them in an early episode from Season 1 when he reveals a fun fact about him is that he knows all 9 core principles. He also adds that on that given day, his favorite principle was cheer. A closer look at Harmony Coble's Baird Creek Manor home in Mark's neighborhood also reveals that she placed many reminders of the principles all over her home, showing her dedication to worshipping Kier and his beliefs that as Severance has revealed in many story arcs. The principles establish a set of behaviors that all Lumen workers and Kier Eagan followers are expected to demonstrate. The principles not only unite those who religiously follow the Kier cult but also lead Kier's loyal followers to become better humans and workers in Lumen. Speaking of religion, it is hard not to see how Kier's 9 principles are also similar to the 9 fruits of the Holy Spirit described in Galatians, revealing how Lumen almost functions as a religious institution in its own right, with Kier being touted as the God. All 9 core principles explained. Both Harmony and Sissy Coble were indoctrinated in the core principles. Link image. In Severance Season 2's Episode 8, all the core principles can be seen on a bunch of cards in Sissy Coble's Salt's Neck home. The same cards were also previously seen in the Kier Eagan Shire in Harmony Coble's house. Helena Eagan, too, claims that she recites the 9 principles before bed every night, which reveals how, more than anyone else, the Eagan family members are expected to loyally abide by the values set by Kier. As seen in a framed needlepoint in Harmony Coble's home, Kier's 9 core principles are as follows. When Harmony confronts Sissy about her mother's demise in Severance Season 2's Episode 8, Sissy snaps back at her by claiming that, if only she had been a believer, perhaps she would have found solace in the 9. As Sissy's statement and the 9 principles establish, they are seemingly designed to take away one sense of individuality and ensure that all workers and followers are united by shared sense of loyalty to Kier and Lumen. On the surface, the principles can be seen as a satire on how real-world companies list down core traits a team should value and operate under. In many real-world corporations, such principles often contain high-sounding words that expect employees to embody the most ideal morals and behaviors. Severance seems to take it a step further by showing how the principles are analogous to religious commandments. As they establish, all involved in the Kier cult must have a solid vision and work with verve, wit, and cheer. Instead of being driven by their selfish desires, they must show humility, benevolence, and probity while exhibiting nimbleness in their work that, if necessary, the workers must serve the company by employing whiles. This explains why Coble recalls Kier's whiles principle in Season 1 before she extracts Peter's chip during his funeral. Most of all, as the final principle establishes, one must give up on the idea of me and be open to accepting oneself as a mere subset of Kier and his organization. Why Harmony Coble is so focused on Kier's 9 core principles in Severance. Harmony was brainwashed from a young age. Harmony Coble's Severance backstory confirms that she was raised in Salt's Neck and even worked in a local ether factory run by Lumen from a very young age. She also attended the Myrtle Eagan School for Girls, where Kier Eagan's teachings and principles were deeply integrated into the curriculum. Coble eventually became a Wintertide Fellow, which paved the way for her to become a full-time employee at Lumen. Since Harmony spent almost her entire life as a devotee of Kier Eagan and his cult-like organization, she strives to loyally conform to everything Kier stood for. Owing to this, she sees the 9 principles as virtues she must loyally conform to. However, Harmony Coble's faith in Lumen and Kier Eagan starts to dwindle when she realizes how easily the company was willing to discard her even though she dedicated her life to it and even allowed Jarmay Eagan to take credit for her inventions. After Severance Season 2's Episode 8, Coble seems to be on a journey towards redemption where she will break all the rules and principles that have been programmed into her since childhood and try to take Lumen down by helping Mark.